Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Brian here. I'm making this video because I just seen a YouTube video named, the channel is called Robert Reich. I think I'm pronouncing his last name right. He is I don't know what he is, but he's a YouTuber, fellow YouTuber. You know, he's got a decent amount of subscribers. But he made this video on No Labels saying that they're funded by dark money and that they're a Trump labelist group and all these other names, and saying that old Biden is the only way to save democracy and stop Trump. What in God's name is he talking about? You know, listen, he made a good point in the video that if Trump becomes president again, or someone of his ilk, we could lose we could lose democracy and become a fascist country. That's a fact. You know, Donald Trump tried overturning the last election, and he said suspend the Constitution. I agree with that. He's 100% right about that. But to sit and say that Biden is the only way to stop Trump, and he also said this, which is very true. He said Biden is an extreme. That he said No Labels is trying to paint Trump and Biden as two extremes. He said there's one extreme, and that's Donald Trump. No, there's two extremes: Donald J. Trump and President Joe Biden. President Biden's been very extreme. You know, the COVID vaccine mandate for the whole country, him trying to mandate masks for the whole country, him buying into these woke pronouns and radical crazy stuff, Build Back Better, or to try to give the federal government total control over local things. I mean, that's radical right there. I mean, they're both radical. They both suck. So, he said that No Labels or any third-party candidate is a pathway for Trump to become president again. Not true. I mean, if you look at RFK Jr., who's the highest polling third-party candidate, the one who's raised the most money, too. Oh, he is hurting Trump more than he hurts Biden. I think he takes from both equally and brings the majority of his supporters wouldn't be voting at all. But he hurts Trump more than he does Biden. Look at the polls. The latest poll had Biden at 36% and Trump at 35%. And with RFK Jr. in the mix, RFK Jr. polled 23%. And it took Biden down to 27%, dropped 9 points. And then Trump went all the way down to 22%. He was a point behind RFK Jr. So what are these people talking about? There was another poll with Joe Manchin, polled 16%, and Biden went up 3 points. I mean, these people don't know what they're talking about. He also said a third party can never, ever win an election. He said they never have won an election, and they never can win an election. Well, is Jesse Ventura chopped liver? Is Bernie Sanders, who the left loves, is he chopped liver? Is Lincoln Chafee chopped liver? Or hold on, I forget the guy's name. Who is one of the senators of Maine? Angus King. Is Angus King? Angus King has been elected twice as a senator and twice as a governor and as a mayor as an independent against a Democrat or Republican. There's hundreds of locally elected officials as independents, and as Green Party members, as libertarians, as other parties. So him to say that third parties can never win an election. And something else. Abraham Lincoln was a third party. Back then it was the Democratic Party, which is still around unfortunately, and the Whigs. They were sort of the conservative, I guess you call that. They were both equally bad. Lincoln comes in, yes, he wins narrowly, but he wins re-election on a landslide. He did it. He defeated them. He did. Do the research. The Republican Party was the third party back then. Then, eventually, over time, there was never another Whig president, and eventually the Whigs and the Republicans merged, and it became a two-party system again. But, yeah, that's what happened, people. So, these people just to say that, oh, this Robert Reich guy, or any of them, Robert Reich, David Pakman, any of them, they just don't know what they're talking about. You know, it's fear-mongering. Listen, I don't want Trump to be president. I don't want Ron DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy, anyone of their ilk to be president. I don't want a conspiracy theorist and an election denier and a criminal and someone who doesn't know what they're doing in the White House. I don't. But I also don't want Biden winning re-election. I mean, look at, you can barely even afford or to pay rent or a mortgage. It's hard to live. I want the two extremes defeated, and we can do that. It's been done in Minnesota. It was done in the town of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, the 6th largest city in Minnesota. It was done at the governor's rate, both by Jesse Ventura. It was done in Rhode Island. It's been done in Maine. It's been done hundreds of other places. It can be done, people. So don't let these people like Robert Reich or David Pakman or Anderson Cooper, all these people who just want you to vote for Biden, the woke, the communists, the establishment that want you to vote for Biden, vote for who you feel like is the best candidate. Now, if you go to that ballot box next November, and, Joe Biden is the best candidate for you, you agree with him on majority policies, you think he's the best guy to do the job, vote for him. Same thing on the other side of the aisle. If you feel Donald Trump or whoever the Republican is the best candidate, vote for him. But if you think that RFK Jr. or the Libertarian candidate or whoever other third parties may be on the ballot, vote for them. Not just on the presidential level, on any level. Vote for whoever you feel is best. Have three criterias. Whoever you feel can best do the job, whoever you agree with majority of policies on, and whoever you feel will respect the Constitution most. Who will be most effective to the Constitution. Those three things. Whichever one of the candidates, whether it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump, RFK Jr., any other third party, no matter what they're polling at, how much money they've raised, what their chances are, vote your heart and vote your heart and vote your mind and vote your conscience and vote for what you want. Don't let these radicals, these liberal radicals, even the Republicans are being bad with it now. Yeah, I used to say, the Republicans are not that bad with it. Now you have Sean Hannity and Tucker Carlson and the Angela Ingham lady all saying that a vote for RFK Jr. or a vote for Cornel West is a vote for Joe Biden and a vote for communism. No, they're trying to scare you. The Republicans are trying to scare you that if Biden wins re-election, and it's going to become a communist country, and the Democrats are trying to scare you if Trump becomes president again, it's going to become a fascist country. We don't have to re-elect Biden. We also don't have to elect Trump. There's so many third parties running. There's RFK Jr., there's Cornel West, there's Jacob Hornberger. You have so many different third parties you can vote for. You can write somebody in. We don't have to vote for them. I mean, today was the very first day I ever voted in my whole life. It was. I went and voted. We only had a school board race and a couple judge races, and a state senate seat. And you know what I did? I didn't vote for a single Democrat or Republican because I did on all the ones I did research on. I didn't like them. I didn't agree with the majority of their views. I didn't believe they could do the job. I wrote myself on the school board ballot. There was 2 school board seats along with the former principal, and I wrote myself on all the others. I know that sounds stupid, and I don't want to do the job, but I did because I don't believe that that these people could do it. Now, if you believe they can do it, vote for them. Don't let these people scare you like this Robert Reich or David Pakman or Anderson Cooper on the liberal side, or on the conservative side, Sean Hannity or Tucker Carlson, the Angela Ingham, Laura Angle, that's her name. Any of them, don't let them scare you. Vote your heart and vote for what you want and what your conscience is. Vote for what your majority of your political beliefs are, and who you think is best suited for the job. Don't let them scare you into this. And I want to tell you, RFK Jr. and no other third party candidate, whether it be No Labels, running Joe Manchin or Liz Cheney or whoever, or RFK Jr. or Cornel West, none of them are going to spoil it for Joe Biden. Joe Biden's going to spoil it for Joe Biden. The one who's going to screw it up for Joe Biden is Joe Biden. Not nobody else. It's Joe Biden. Because there's a reason why they're going to be voting third party. Same with Donald Trump or Ron DeSantis or Vivek Ramaswamy or Chris Christie, Nikki Haley, any of the Republicans. Whoever loses the third party votes is because they did it. Let's look throughout history. Hey, sorry, this video is probably going to be longer. Let's look throughout history, everybody. Some third parties have been blamed. You had Ross Perot, his 1992 independent run, and his 1996 Reform Party run. 1992, the Bush campaign, the Republicans said that had he not ran, Bush would have won re-election. 1996, they said Bob Dole's campaign, and the Republicans said had Ross Perot and Harry Brown, who was a Libertarian candidate, had those two not ran, and Bob Dole would have defeated Bill Clinton. There was also 2012, people blamed Virgil Goode, who ran with the Constitution Party, for Mitt Romney losing. In 2016, obviously, Jill Stein and Gary Johnson were blamed heavily. There's Trump supporters that blame, there's Republicans that blame, Joe Jorgensen for Trump losing. In 2000, Ralph Nader was blamed. Why, out of all these issues, why did they never look and see, why were these people voting this way? In 1992, why were people voting for Ross Perot? Because he was an outsider, he was raising the issue of NAFTA and the debt, and they never listened. Now look at us, we're close to $34 trillion in debt. NAFTA was signed into law, shipped millions of jobs. No one ever looked at why Ross Perot was voted for both times. No one ever looked at why Harry Brown got 1% of the vote. I mean, they never looked. Maybe if the Democrats and the Republicans would start listening to our issues, not only listening to our issues, but doing something about it. Trying to fix the healthcare problem in this country. trying to help all the children that don't have parents, trying to stop the anime epidemic and the fentanyl epidemic, giving us freedom, ending the war on drugs, standing up for the working class, raising taxes on the wealthy, bringing the troops home, getting the debt down, abolishing the welfare system, getting the government actually working again for the people. That maybe then we'd be voting Democratic Republic. We wouldn't be so hesitant. And this Robert Reich guy who said this, is he not looking at the polls? The polls are 81% of America does not want Joe Biden back in the White House. Rather you like it or not, 81%. 81% of America said they don't want Biden back in the White House. Wasn't much better for Trump. Trump was 80%. He was a point lower. So the poll was 80% of Americans said they do not want Trump back in the White House, and 81% of Americans said they do not want President Biden winning re-election. And 70% of America said if it's a Trump and Biden rematch, or if it's a rematch between someone of their ilk, they would support a third party. Third party or independent candidate. There was a Twitter poll. Oh, it was my thumbnail on my video last night. A Twitter poll that had Jesse Ventura, a third party candidate, at 77%. I mean, why are we doing this? Why? Really. Let's not buy into it. Ignore what they say. Vote your heart, vote your conscience, and vote for what you want. Don't let anyone try to take your right away. You can vote for whoever you want. It doesn't matter if they're at 98% of the polls, 50% in the polls, 48% of the polls, 20% of the polls, 1% of the polls, or even if they're at 0% of the polls. Vote for who you want. If you believe that person can do the job, and you believe they're going to respect the Constitution, and you agree with the majority they're saying, vote for them. No matter how much money they've raised or what they're pulling at, vote your heart, vote your conscience, and vote for what you want and believe in. Don't waste your vote on voting against the candidate. Never ever vote against the candidate. Don't simply vote for President Biden to stop former President Trump. Don't simply vote for President Trump or Ron DeSantis or one of the Republicans, whoever it is, to simply get Biden out of office. Vote for who you want. That's all I'm saying. Vote your heart, soul, and your conscience and your passion. Vote for who you want. Alright, everyone, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more. And please share the video. Thanks, everybody. Have a good day. And go out and vote today. It's election day, so go vote.